is this BPM? Means it is a methodology which contains some features like, so it is a methodology, BPM is a methodology which contains certain features like for developing an application, it contains some inbuilt features. So those inbuilt features are used to improve the performance of the application. So what are the inbuilt features which are available in the BPM, which are used to improve the performance of the application and automation of work. So normally what happens is in the BPM tools everything is automated, means everything is available within the tool itself, and we need to just reuse those services, means nothing is written manually, means we will not write any coding here. So without writing any coding we can develop the total application. So for that purpose everything is automated here. So just the application development will be total designing will be drag and drop only, means everything is available in the Pega tool itself. So just by using the available features or methods or functions, so just using them we can develop the total application. So everything is automated, and at the same time so it reduces the development time of the application. So overall development time will get reduced. So with all the inbuilt features available, so it helps the application development time will complete within very less time when we compare with other traditional programming languages. So this is the some of the features which are available under this BPM category. So under the BPM, so there are so many tools are available in the market, but this Pega, so when we compare with other BPM tools in the market, so Pega is the present market leader. So there is no other BPM tool which is so competition to this Pega BPM. So actually there are some other tools, so but they are used as a middleware tools in real time. So there are some other tools are available in the market, but they are used as a middleware tools in the market. So they are not using as a development tools. So those are used as a middleware tools in the market. So but Pega is a, so by inbuilt functionality, it is having middleware functionality by inbuilt. So normal middleware functionalities means, so we can convert so one application which is in a different environment to a Pega environment. So converting one application in a different environment to another environment. So by default Pega has middleware functionality by default, and also it has so many features which are used to develop new web applications. So using this Pega tool we can also develop new web applications, or also we can convert existing applications into Pega environment. So for that we have so many connectors and web services are available. So we will see later about them. So mainly the main purpose why we are using this Pega tool in the market is, so mainly for developing web applications. So for new, if you want to develop any new web application, so the total web application can be developed using this Pega BPM tool. So here we will not write any coding here. Without writing any coding we can develop the application. So that is the main functionality of this Pega tool. So it is a, so how we are developing applications in Java technology or .NET technology. Similarly, using Pega also we can develop the web applications. So there we used to write the coding, but if we use Pega technology, we will not write any coding at all. So coding will not be, so there, not even single line of code. Without writing any coding, we can develop the total applications. And in the real time, this Pega is also called as the PRPC tool. So actually PRPC means, so actually it comes under BPM category. Pega comes under BPM category, and in real time it is called as Pega PRPC tool. Actually PRPC means Pega Rules Process Commander. Actually Pega Rules Process Commander is nothing but one more thing is, so actually Pega is a Java based application. So what are the Pega tool we have? So it is a Java based application. Means, so this total Pega tool is designed using the Java technology. So for example, so it is also, we can say Pega is one hosted application. Pega is one hosted application which is designed and developed using the J2 which is designed and developed in J2EE environment. Means, so totally, so this Pega we can call one application. So one hosted application which is designed and developed using the J2EE environment. And in this Pega, again we can develop new app applications. So normally this total Pega tool is developed using the Java coding. And in this Pega, so in this hosted application, again we can develop new. So this is the main function. Actually what happens is, so when we develop anything in this Pega, so automatically it will generate Java source code in the backend. See, when we develop anything, for example, whenever we are creating any web pages or anything, it will automatically generate the Java source code in the backend. So it will automatically generate the Java source code. No need to write any coding here. So just by when we are designing the UI by using drag and drop or point and click, automatically it generates the Java source code in the backend. And in Pega, so everything, so whatever the rules we are saying, normally in Java we used to call them as classes or libraries. Suppose if we take in Java, so we used to call as classes or libraries. The same thing here, we used to call them as rules. The terminology in Pega we used to call them as rules here. So these are nothing but, so Pega rules are nothing but some built-in classes or libraries which are designed using the Java technology. And process commander means it is some storage engine to store all the inbuilt rules. So what are the classes we have? So what are the inbuilt functions we have? For storing all those functions, process commander is a storage area. Normally in real time we used to call Pega is called as a PRPC, or we can call as Pega rules process commander. So simply saying, so here in Pega, everything we used to call as a rule here. So normally in other technologies, so Java we take, so we used to call as libraries or classes. So but in Pega, we used to call as a rule. So some differences I will tell you between the Java technology and the Pega technology. So in Java, we used to call as object-oriented libraries. In Pega, the same thing we used to, the term we are using here is object-oriented rules in Pega technology. And in Java technology, so when we take the development time, for example, same web applications we can also develop using the Pega also. So whatever we are developing using the Java, so the same applications we can also develop using the Pega also. But so some of the features, so which we can compare when we take the Java and Pega technologies. So for example, so when we take the development time and cost, so in the Java, if it is taking 2 years, in Pega we can complete in within 1 to 1.5 years. So here the development time is very less, and at the same time production cost also will be very less. So that is one of the major advantage. So why companies are moving to this Pega technology. And some other advantages are maintenance costs, and so maintenance cost is also very less. So when we compare with the Java, so here the cost will be reduced to around 50%. So that is one of the main advantage. So not only in Pega, not only developing the new applications, we can also convert. So in what happens is in real time, so if a Java project is there, so if they want to do the maintenance application, so that thing we can do in the Pega technology. So an application which is developed in Java, so a new application, so if they want to do the maintenance so they can do in the Pega also. So what happens, it will save the maintenance cost around 50%. So I will tell you how this one in the coming sessions. And next, one of the main differences, so configuring the database. So database configuration, so we have to manually configure the database in Java technology. But in Pega, so when we install the Pega software, automatically it will configure the database. So here database configuration is in automatically. I will show you how that one also at the time of installation. I will show you how to set up the database. And at the same time, web services. So when we use the web services also, so all the services are automatically, so connectors are available. So those also we can automatically configure them. So no need to manually configure the web services also. So these are some of the advantages of the Java technology. So that is the reason. So all the companies are converting so their projects so from the Java to the Pega environment. So normally it saves the cost at the same time. So performance wise, security wise. So many advantages are over Java technology. So that is the main reason. So all the companies are switching from Java to the Pega environment. And some other, so coming to the features of this Pega. So some of the main important features are, so it provides end-to-end solutions. Actually Pega provides end-to-end solutions. So end-to-end solutions means, so only when we install the Pega software, it only installs one single tool. So actually it is a one single tool. So in this tool itself, we can do everything. So there is no need to install any other things apart from this Pega software. So when we install the Pega software, everything is integrated in the Pega tool itself. So means from starting, so from starting to the ending, so from designing to testing part, everything will be done in the same Pega tool itself. No need to install any other tools apart from this Pega BPM tool. So everything will be integrated in this Pega tool itself. So Pega provides end-to-end solutions. Means from designing, development, administration, security to testing, everything will be done in the same Pega tool. And it supports all databases and the servers. So that is one more advantage. So what are the databases and servers available in the market? Pega supports all databases and servers. I will tell you what are the supported databases and servers. Next, coming to the versions. So Pega contains the latest version is 7.1, previous version 6.3, 6.2, 6.1, 5.6. So like this we are having some versions. So the latest is 7.1. So but in real time all the companies are using 6.2 and 6.3 versions. So in real time, so 70% of the companies are using 6.3. Some 30% of the companies are using 6.2 version. So it will take some time to implement to use the 7.1 version. Okay. So but if you learn 6.3, we can work on 6.2 and so 7.1 also we can work. But some features are added. I will tell you those features. And see application version. So Pega provides version capability. Means application can work in any version from lower to higher version. Application can work in any version. So that is one advantage. Next, best tool to build user interface. So user interface means here designing of the pages and all. So designing of the web page. So when we designing so at the time of designing the user interface, so everything is available in the Pega tool itself. Suppose if you want to add one ready button, drop down, so checkbox, so buttons, links, images, calendars, everything is available in the Pega tool itself. So just by clicking point and click, so we can design the total user interface. So means you will not write any coding, so not even single line of code is written here. Everything is available in the tool itself. So just by using those predefined controls, so all the controls are available. Just we need to select the required control for a property. So whenever we create a property, so just we need to add the required control and just drag and drop the property into the user interface. So it is the best tool to build the user interface. So it saves so much development time. So normally, so the most of the time so takes at the building the user interface. So what happens is here it will save so much time so to build the user interface. So when we compare with the other traditional programming languages. And another some of advantages are features are, so web services, it is the best tool to build web services. So these are some of the major features. So web services under the integration part, so we have all the connectors so inbuilt in the Pega tool itself. So just by point and click, so we can provide the based on the type of web services. If you want to provide the endpoint URL or links or anything, so just by providing them and drag and drop, so just point and click, we can use the so automatically connect to the web services. So in the integration part we'll cover all these things. So these are the some of the main features we have when we compare with other technologies. And coming to this editions, actually Pega software contain two types of editions are available. One is personal edition, another one is enterprise edition. So normal enterprise edition in real time they used to use the enterprise edition. It is cost around crores of rupees, so like 1 crore or 2 crores. So but personal edition is, it is also a full version only. So but here we will have some limited database and server. But in enterprise edition, so we will have the full-fledged database and server. So don't worry, in personal edition also we can do everything, whatever we can do in the enterprise edition. So only thing is, in personal edition we will have, it is a free edition and full version also, so not a trial version like that. So personal edition only limitation is, it contains limited database and server. So only that is the difference between the enterprise edition and personal edition. And one more thing is, in personal edition we cannot select our required database, means so automatically there will be some inbuilt database will be there, so we have to use that inbuilt database. For example, in 6.3 version the default database so we'll get is PG SQL database. So automatically, so the database is integrated in the personal edition software of 6.3 version. If you take 6.2, by default we have IBM DB2. But don't worry, whatever the database we use, so the process will be same in all the databases, because so here we will not write any queries here, not even. So according to the database, for example, if you use Oracle or IBM DB2 or PGSQL, we are not going to write any queries here. So just by point and click, we are going to create the tables. And if you want to map the data to the database, for example, if you want to fetch the data or insert the data or delete the data, for that we are having some methods are available, predefined methods are there. We need to use those predefined methods. So the methods apply to all the databases. So there is no limitations here. So any database we use, the process will be same. Even if you use Oracle or Universal Database, Sybase, MySQL, any database we use, here we are not going to write any queries. Only we are having some predefined methods are there. Using those methods only, we can perform all the logical operations. So like inserting the data to database, fetching the data, so mapping the data, everything will be done using these methods only. So that one also we will see later. And when we install the Pega, so Pega software comes as a package. So package, in that package, it will automatically install the Java in the backend. When we install this Pega software, it automatically installs Java, one database, one application server. So these three comes as a package. So coming to Java, why Java means, so this Pega is which is designed using the J2 environment. Automatically in the backend, Java will be installed, and database in Personal Edition. In 6.3 by default it will install PGSQL, in 6.2 IBM DB2, and in Enterprise Edition, so we'll get the list of all the databases. So what are the databases available? We'll get the list of all the databases, and we can select the required database from the available list. Coming to the servers, in Personal Edition, by default it will install Tomcat. So any version, the default server it installs is Tomcat server. But in Enterprise Edition, there are some other servers also available: Tomcat, WebLogic, WebSphere. So these are some of the supported servers. So based on the requirement, they can select the required server. So like this, only limitations in compare Personal Edition and Enterprise Edition is so only limited database and server. But in Enterprise Edition, so we'll have the full-fledged database and server. So that is the only difference. So all the options, everything is same in both the editions. Okay, next is coming to the this tool. So after once the software is installed, if you want to log into the Pega software, so automatically in the desktop you will have some icons will be there. Once the software is installed, you will get three icons so created in the desktop. One is login icon, shutdown icon, and startup icon. So these three icons are created in the backend in the desktop. Automatically, if you want to log into the tool, first thing is we need to start up the server. We need to start up the server. So then click on the login icon. So this is the server startup icon. So after clicking on this, it will take around 3 to 5 minutes. It will take. The server will start in around 3 to 5 minutes. Already I started the server here. Once the server is started, so it must be open. The server window must be open once the server is started. Just minimize that server window, and we need to click on the login icon. So this is the login page where we need to enter the credentials. So user ID and the password here we need to enter. So there is in anyone, for example, after installing the software, so for every user there will be some default user ID will be there. The default user ID is administrator@pega.com. Password is install is the password. So using this default user ID and password, so users can log into developers can log into the Pega tool. Once logging as administrator, so which is using the default user ID and default password. In the next step, after logging as administrator@pega.com, so then whatever the application we are going to develop, for example, if you are developing one application, so what are the application we are going to develop? So regarding that, we need to create one organization. So there will be two steps will be there. If you want to start an application means, so we have to follow some two steps are there. The first step is organization. setup, and second step is creating class structure. Actually this class structure is also called as, we can also call it as class group, or we can also call it as work pool. So these two things, but in what happens is in real time this organization setup and class structure are created by the business analyst. Normally this is not a role of the developer. In real time this organization setup and class structure will not be created by the developers. So these two things, creation of organization setup and class structure, is a task of the business analyst. So before the, so Pega contains different types of users. We can also call as different types of roles, or we can also call as users. So the different roles are administrator, manager, system architect, and user. So these are the, business analyst. So these are the 5 types of roles. Actually every user will have a separate portal will be there. For example, for administrator, if they log in with the administrator user ID, excuse me. So if they log in with the administrator user ID, so actually based on the setup, so when we create the organization setup, it is going to create all the users. So normally directly there will not be administrator or business analyst. So when we create the organization setup, so automatically it will create the users or roles. So when the user is created, so with that user ID again, based on the role in our organization, if it is an administrator, he has to log in with administrator. So further we'll have admin portal. Administrator will have admin portal. Business analyst will have business analyst portal. Manager will have work manager portal. And developers, so system architect comes under developers. So developers will have developer portal. And user means, so there is one portal called user portal, which is used for, so every developer, apart from the developer portal, every developer will have user portal also. So user portal is used for, so assigning the work for the developers. Suppose business analyst or administrator want to assign any task for the developer, so work receiving, so work management, everything will be done from the user portal. So like this 5 types of roles will be there. So this thing, so this organization setup and class structure in real time, so those things will not be created by the developers. So those things will be created by the business analyst. But in personal edition, we have to create by the, so these 2 things will be created by the developers only, because so we should have some knowledge about that. So that is the reason in personal edition, so developers only will create the organization setup and class structure. But in real time, no, don't worry about this organization setup and class structure. These things will be created by the business analyst. Okay, so what is this setup and class structure? So I will give a brief, and in the next class we will see practical about this setup and class structure. So what is this setup? So what happens is when we create the organization setup, for example, let's take one application. If you are developing an application, for example, let's take Medico. So it is the application you are going to develop. Medico is the application you are going to develop. So in the organization, when we are creating the organization setup, it will ask you to enter the organization setup name. It will ask you to enter the organization setup name. I will show you. And this setup will be created in the default operator ID. So organization setup will be created under the default operator ID, that is administrator@pega.com. Already we logged with that particular operator ID. So after logging, so this is the login page. It looks like this. So this is called as the work pane. So what are the rules we have? See here. So this is called the class structure. So see here, the default class structure we are having is Pega sample, right? But when we create our own class structure, so after creating the organization setup, the second step is creating class structure, or we can also call as class group or work pool. So once we create the setup, we will log in with our particular user IDs. So normally we can log in with the developer. For example, developers means, so they log in with system architect at whatever the setup name we have given. So once they log in with the particular user ID, so there we will create our own class structure. So until we create our new class structure, we are going to temporarily use the existing class structure. Actually, Pega sample is a default or existing class structure available in Pega. Until we create our new or our own class structure, we are temporarily using this Pega sample class. So that one I will show you in the next session, how to replace this Pega sample with the new class structure. So class structure is nothing but a work area. So for example, in some other technologies we used to create some workspace, right? Similarly, this class structure is also some workspace. So for creating all the rules. So for example, whatever we are developing, we are storing all those rules in that particular workspace. So class structure is nothing, some workspace to store all the work created in the developer environment. So regarding that in detail, I will tell you in the next session. And organization setup, first of all. So this is called the left pane, and when we click on this Pega logo, this is called as the Designer Studio. So Designer Studio, it contains so many options. So in the coming sessions we will discuss. So what are the different options available? So if you want to create a setup, organization setup means, so there is one option called organization and security, organization setup. So when we click on that option, it will go to one page. There it will ask you to enter the organization name and the, so first of all we have to enter the organization name. So when we enter the organization name, for example, what are the application we are developing, just enter that name. And there is two options will be available under the action option. One is preview option and create option. Preview means, so when we click on preview, see here, it is creating some basic things. So like top level class, organization, division, unit name, rule set name, application, work group, work basket, and different users. So automatically, so all these things will be created at the time of organization setup. So if you want to create all these things, under the create option and click on run, then all these things will be created. And so once that all these things are rules, or all the basic rules are created, so we have to, so it will be at the time of class creation, so we can reuse them. So these are used at the time of class creation, top level class, so application name, user IDs, all these. So if we are not creating the setup means we cannot go to the class structure page. So once the setup is created, then only we can create the class structure. So this is the basic thing. Organization setup is the basic thing, but there is one more way is also is there. So to creating this organization setup, we can create in two ways. One way is by manually creating. So whatever we have created is, we have manually added the setup name and we have created. So there is another way is there, that is using the direct capture of objectives. So actually there is one inbuilt tool available. We can also create the same organization setup using the direct capture of objectives. So that is we used to call as DCO tool. So that one, so when there is a one session is there regarding this DCO, At that time I will tell you. So under this there is some options like application profiler. So there is one separate session for that. Application accelerator. So these two things are available under the DCO category. Application Express. So in coming sessions, so I will tell you how to create the same setup using the DCO also. So right now, so just I am creating it manually here. So in the coming sessions, so we will see how to create the class using the DCO also. So and there are some other options are there. At that time I will tell you. So whenever we are discussing about the DCO, that topic, at that time I will create this thing. Okay. Now, so all these things are created. In the next session I will explain all these things. What is top level class, organization name, division, rule set name, application name, work group, work basket, and users. See, so these are all the users created. So administrator at medico.com, system architect at medico.com. So what are the setup name we have given? With that name, it will create all these things. Now, once the setup is created, just log out from this administrator. So because if you want to start the development or creating the class structure, we can do it using the system architect. So we can do it using the system architect operate ready. What I am doing is I am log out from this particular environment and log in using the system architect at medico.com, and for this the password is, so for all those below users, administrator or business analyst or system architect, or there is one default password is there, that is rules is the default password. So normally for the default operate ready, for administrator the default password is install, and for the below users when we create the setup, once after creating the setup, the password for this is rules is the default password. Okay, so this is the user ID and this is the password. In real time what they will do is, so for example if your name is some Ramesh is, so with Ramesh they will create a separate user ID. So system architect they will rename as Ramesh. So like that every developer they will give the separate user IDs for you, and you can log in with the particular user IDs. Okay, when we log in with that particular user ID, so this is the variable here. So create new application or use existing work pool. So actually, so once the organization setup is created, so the next thing is we need to create a class structure. The second step is creating the class structure. So we can give, so class structure means under the class structure we will have two types of classes, abstract class and concrete class. So we have to add these two things. So I will tell you what is abstract and concrete. So in the next session, so we will discuss in detail about the, so what are the options it created in the organization setup and what are the options, so how to create the class structure. So this is the, so from here we have to create the class structure. So before that I will explain what are the options it created in the organization setup. So we can easily identify how to create the class structure and all. So we have to select any option, create new application or use existing work pool. So work pool is also nothing but a class structure only. See, class structure or class group or work pool. So it is asking to use existing work pool. What is the existing work pool we have? So Pega sample is the existing work pool which is available here. So for temporarily we can use the existing work pool and later we can create our new class name. So I will tell you how to create it. So we have to use the abstract class and the concrete class at the time of creating the class structure. So before that, so we will explain. So in the next session I will explain what is the setup and all. Later we can see how to create the class structure. But don't worry, these two things in real time will not be created by the developers. So these task creation, so organization setup creation, class creation will be created by the business analyst only. So don't worry too much. So just for knowledge purpose, in some companies they will ask, interviews they will ask, what is your class structure name? At that time we have to explain. So because there is a basic question, so they will ask in the interviews. So they will ask you what is the class structure name you are using in the application. Then we have to say, for example, so on so is the my class name. What they'll ask what is the parent class and all. So at that time, so we have to explain the hierarchy of the class. So for that reason, so we should have some knowledge about this class structure. So that is the reason we will also see how to create the class structure here. Okay. So in the next session we will see. Any doubts you can get back to me now.